Hey, everybody. It's good to see all of y'all. This is your whole Music Row staff coming to say hey to you. We miss you guys. And we wanted to do a call together, a video for all of you guys with us on it so you could see our faces together. We send out all these things individually, but this is more fun. And hey, I wanted to share, I don't know if you've been following along. We have actually started a new series called The Consolation of Christ. And it's a 6-week series that began last Sunday and on different topics that particularly are hitting us right now, just fear, anxiety, provision. And last Sunday was about death specifically. And I thought it was so well done. Dr. Paul Lim preached for us, and it was for all campuses. And one of the things that I wanted to do is just share a little bit about my thought from it, just something to meditate on this week, and for both Aaron and Jordan to be able to share with you, as well as also how to take it deeper. What can you both not only take in individually, but how can you communicate, and other things you can do throughout the week that carry this forward. One of the things that he shared that I loved was really about how death is 100%. And one of the things that all of us have to face, no matter whatever the virus does or doesn't do, or whatever we can avoid. The passage that we looked at with Lazarus really talked about that. And I think as a culture, we can often avoid, A, talking about it, but B, really acknowledging that it's a reality. And the beauty is that we have a God, and what we believe in Christianity is that we have a God who actually doesn't avoid it, but calls against it. And he goes into it to defeat it. That we don't need to avoid or hate it in terms of just what it does to separation, but that we have a God who's gone into it so it never separates us from him and others in that way. And he's actually died for us so that we can talk about death and reality and the one who actually has authority over it. I'm so grateful for that in what we have. And I'd love for you to meditate this week on that. Just meditate on what have you done with the idea of death, with just the fear that's hit you. And how do we cling to our God who has sent his own son into death's face itself and to defeat it for us. But I'd love to hear also, and for Aaron and Jordan to share with you some ways they've thought about it, as well as ways to take it forward even this week.
I can go. One thing that stuck out to me was that Jesus wept with Mary in her sadness, and that we have the opportunity to walk through sadness right now with one another. We can do that in our Connect groups, which are still meeting. And if you'd like to join one, you can email me. And we also have a weekly Zoom call on Wednesdays at 4:30 where you can discuss this and connect with one another. But I hope that you will have people in your life that you can walk through any sadness that you're having in this season together.
Yeah, and for our kids, I love these sermons, asking these big questions that I think kids ask us a lot, and we don't always have great answers for even. Just thinking about death this past week and being able to talk to kids about why death doesn't have to be a scary thing, but it's actually something that gives us hope and helps us to be with God, not away from people we love. I love it. So in the next 5 weeks, we'll ask big questions too. So we have some family discussion guides, and it just gives you the scripture and some questions to talk through with your kids. And those are online at christpres.org, and they're in the Friday resource email you get every Friday. And I would just encourage you to use those to your advantage, that just equip your family to talk through big questions and make them a little less intimidating, a little less scary. So hopefully you guys can use those this week.
I think the thing that y'all said that so resonates to me is the with. Isn't that the case? Is that we have a God who the number one preposition that he uses with his people, particularly in the Old Testament, is with. And then in the New Testament, how is he with? He's with in flesh and blood. And the fact that not even death can separate us from him being with us, so that we can also live with one another, even talking about the reality of death and what a hope we have. I think that's so rich. Man, this has been fun. I'm glad that we can actually be on this together and talk with all of you. Man, we miss y'all. We love y'all, and we hope y'all have a great week. Keep in touch and keep sharing with us what's going on in your lives, and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.